Welcome back, everybody.
Woohoo!
I have Jana back. Thank you for joining us. Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Thanks for having me.
And we also have our Gen Zer back. Hey, Deja.
Hey.
We're going to do a fun Between Two Moms episode. So you can give us some advice about digitally parenting a young adult. Jana's got a almost 16-year-old. God bless you. And, dating is a thing, but dating online or finding a partner online is a new
worst.
The worst. It is. It's a new generational thing. So let me kick us off. Just for context, I have been in a relationship for 12 years, almost 13 years. So when I was dating, I was also like young adult age. I want to say I was younger than you, Deja. Right after college and during college, it was like Tinder was a thing for me for maybe a year. And I wasn't aware of any other dating apps. So I heard of Plenty of Fish, but I didn't use it. I know one of my friends used Plenty of Fish to find her partner. I was just using Tinder. At the time, it was not just a hookup app. I was told that now Tinder is just for hooking up. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. I was not on Tinder just for some fun. I was looking for a date,
But let me add, Tinder just for hooking up, it depends on the country. So my good friend who's in the same situation as me is using exclusively Tinder in Germany, and she has fantastic success. And it's not just hookup, it's like really meaningful conversation and dates and fun. So maybe it's a country thing. I don't know.
Might just be America.
I mean, we ruin everything, don't we? So yes. My partner and I, we met not digitally. We originally met in high school. I was 13. Then we didn't actually start dating until he was in grad school, and we just happened to live in the same apartment building. So no technology kind of involved. And we connected through our building app or our building platform that was like, hey, get to know your neighbors. This was before Nextdoor.
Oh, cute.
Yes, adorable. And we kept running into each other on the elevator. And I'm like, I know this person. And then he wore our high school sweatshirt. And I'm like, okay, I definitely know this person.
Aww.
So I sent him a message because I was not getting any real responses, obviously, because early 20s, young adult male with a hoodie on in their phone is not paying attention to anyone on an elevator. So I sent him a message on our building platform and said, hey, did you go to St. John's? Literally, that's all I said. Did not get a response for 3 months.
Wow.
Exactly. How rude,
How
right?
rude. Wow.
And the only reason I got a response was because his roommate was like, who are you talking to? Because love our roomie. He was a little nosy, but thank God he was nosy, right? And he was like, oh, some person sent me a message on this thing. I got an email. And he's like, apparently she went to high school with me, probably. He was going to delete the message.
Wow.
And his roommate was like, no, look her up on Facebook. Let's get into it. Look me up. We were actually friends on Facebook. And his roommate goes, she's cute. You should probably respond. And he was like, fine. I'll respond. And we went on a date, and
it's history now.
It's history. Yes. Two kids, couple of moves later, we are married. And so there was a little digital romance in there, but most of it was really not Tinder, I should say.
Did the roommate get a thank you note, something?
The roommate was a groomsman. Probably should have named a child after him.
Probably.
Decided not to do that because, Michael is a very popular name, so let's find something else creative. But shout out to you, Mike. I miss you. We need to hang out very soon. But obviously, they're both attorneys, yada, yada. Very boring profession, but fun people. So, anywho's, the reason why we are here, obviously, Moms Off Mute, is to talk to Jana, who is digital parent of a teenager. But you are also a single parent that is dating in the digital world.
Yep.
But you did not grow up that way. But you now have to navigate dating yourself while also having those conversations with your teenager about dating in the digital world and the real world when, like, I feel like the rules have changed. And then, of course, Deja, you have Gen X parents who did not meet on Tinder, any dating app, nothing. Like, they met very traditional way, and they have kids your age now who you're only meeting people online, really, which is fascinating to me. I don't think I have any friends that I've only met digitally. So maybe, I don't know. But let's get into it.
Two interesting perspectives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's start with you, Deja.
I think we
Yes, definitely start with our digital young folk here. Tell us what dating looks like for you. Maybe we'll give a real life example, like Jana, your first date. Tell us how you met your first date, what that first approach looked like, and then we can like compare and contrast.
So I was, I read all the guides and the tips and all of this, what can go wrong, and completely freaked myself out.
Oh, where'd you read it? I think that's a good thing. Was it in a newspaper?
Oh no, it was just like, when you Google like tips on digital dating and whatever was on social media. Of course. I mean,
I'm not trying to age you, but like people were Googling when you went on your first date.
I kind of did, yeah. But, and then also I talked to my friends, but what everybody was saying is you need to get to know them over chats first. So have, get a little bit to know them, have a little bit back and forth, and then also do a phone call first to just see if there's a connection, because it's, as you get lost in texts and emails and whatnot. It's very difficult. Comments online. It's so different from talking to someone.
Let's pause for a quick second, because where were you texting at this time? Set the stage of the year so that we have comparison. I'm not aging you. I just want maybe like decade when you had your first date, like teenager, right? Did you date in high school?
Yes, I actually dated rather early on, and it was always in committed relationships because I'm a loyal person, and just how it worked out. And then this has been my first after I got divorced. Was my first time of being alone for the very first time in a very long time. And I enjoyed it first, honestly, to just laying, read a book and drink a bottle of wine, and nobody gives you a look and you can just do whatever you want. It was amazing. So I dated myself first.
So you met your first date in high school. You met them at the school?
Yes, it was the rival school, actually, the right across, but he lived close to me through friends.
So how did you all first chat? Like it was on like I don't know, you guys play European football. So like, was it at a football game, or like, where did you all meet?
We had a hangout, we were cool. So, which was basically just right outside our houses. And I think the parents had really good view of us. And we hang there out. We met there like after school and, till it was dark, and then we had to come up. But that's, just hang out. And just that's how we got to know each other.
So did you all talk on the phone? Like, how did you all keep that connection going?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think at first I had it took a while till I had a cell phone, but it was, the phone, like old school phone. We talked to each other, but then we saw each other each day. So it wasn't that necessary. It's like when you meet, you also, two Germans dating means like you say like, oh, I see you later. Then you see each other later and you make a date and you show up.
So pausing on your dating stories to pull Deja back in. So in my experience, what I've seen for like the younger generations, you all actually don't stop talking. Like it doesn't seem like there's ever a pause. So how does that like work? Because I can relate to Jana.
What does that mean?
Like for me, like anyone that I was interested in, whatever, it was just like I could always quote unquote like reach him. So like if I wanted to know what he was doing, I just send him a message or a text or whatever. You do that. But to Jana's point, like she was just like, if someone says see you later, you just genuinely see them later. Like you don't have to call and be like, where is he? Blah, blah. Like ghosting wasn't really like a thing. If you all are together, you're together. Is that like weird to like have someone like constantly like they can reach you? Does that make sense?
No. I don't think that was a pretty interesting question.
I think it is. Like if you're comparing the two, literally
comparing the two, I had a similar experience to Jana with my first date. Like most of the hangouts with boys and girls were done together, like at the mall or the movies. Like it was groups of girls and groups of boys. My first real date was somebody I knew already in high school who had been trying to date me for like a while.
So what did that look like? Set the scene for us.
You met them. I met this person in middle school, actually.
Okay.
And then they were very, like, I wouldn't count these things as dates, but like they would ride their bike to my neighborhood to come hang out with me at the park. Oh. They would go to the store in the morning and get candy and bring it to me at school. Like just things like that. And then...
But how did you all agree to hang out? Did you have a conversation or you sat in person or you had a text message situation?
We had saw each other earlier that day.
Okay.
And then I think it was probably like senior photos or something like that. Okay. And then after senior photos, they like asked if I wanted to go out. And then we went out on a date.
Okay. So how often did you communicate with this person outside of the dates?
Prior to dating?
No, like while you were dating.
We didn't date. Like we went on dates, but we weren't actually trying to, I don't know how to explain that.
Maybe we also need a definition thing.
Like Jana was in a relationship. I wasn't in a relationship with the person I went on my first date with.
Oh, I see.
That's interesting.
Yes, I was dating like grown people in high school.
I see. Fascinated by all the things that I'm learning here. Okay, fast forward. Jana, what was your first date that you came into like this new world with? So you've been married before. Did you all meet on an app?
My ex-husband, you mean? Or
yes.
No, we met in grad school, actually.
Okay. So everyone's meeting their first date
in school.
What was your first like dating app date?
Dating app date. That was, I want to say the first one was Bumble.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was Bumble. Yeah.
I've never had Bumble. Tell me more.
Shout out Bumble for putting that together for Jana.
It was recommended because it was created from woman for woman. And what I liked at first was you had to make the first step, which is also became what I didn't like at the end because, I'm shy sometimes and you had to make the first step. And it took me a while. You get matched and then it took me a bit of courage to just make the first step. And then the moment was over. So it didn't work out for me. However, I met some really wonderful people and I had some fantastic dates on it. Yeah, I followed that advice one time with the call and it just took too long and lost interest. And I also didn't meet him after that call. I have to say, awkward.
Are you currently friends with anyone you met on Bumble?
No, I haven't. No, I didn't stay friends.
I was told that Bumble is like not for the young people anymore.
I wouldn't know anything about Bumble.
You don't use it?
No.
Oh.
What I liked about it was the algorithm. So the
assumption of an algorithm, by the way, I'm putting that out there. We do not know back of the house.
No, but they were somehow, what I could tell, they were all connected around corners through friends I knew. So, there was something, they didn't came out of left field. And that's what I liked about it. We always had something in common somehow, somewhere.
That's cool.
I like that too. I felt that like not in college, but like leaving college, like that safe community hub of like, if I had class with this person, somebody else knew them at some shape or form. But then after graduating, like Tinder felt like going at it blind.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like not knowing whether somebody knew this person. I don't know what that was for me, but some people like meeting like complete strangers.
That is true. I know someone who would use dating apps and meet different people and like would go on these dates after talking to them for like a day. And I was like, girl, do you feel safe? Do you need me to tag along?
Well, why do we not feel safe? I feel like I'm very curious. Like we need to tap into this because like we go out to, when I was bar hopping and doing all of these things, like happy hours and stuff, I loved meeting people I didn't know at the bar. And I wouldn't have a problem if they were like, hey, can I buy you a drink? You want to go out sometime? Be like, yes, that's essentially me meeting a stranger.
But you're already in a setting with that person, and digitally it's different because people catfish, people aren't who they say they are, so why would I be what's the word, cautious about who I'm meeting in person if I'm not already interacting with them in person?
So, single digital mom, how do we give advice to this young Gen Zer to be more comfortable in the dating space?
So this is the interesting part. So I did it a certain way where I had long conversations first. However, my shout out to Yuhin, my bestie in Berlin, she does it the opposite way. She has like 2 questions. And it's like, when they connect, they meet right away. She's like, why would I waste my time and get emotionally connected to someone over chats? Because it does take time and emotional connection, right? And if it doesn't work out, so they just go for a walk or whatever, but it's going to be quick and right after they meet. And she had great success, but she also has like, okay, we went for a walk and it didn't work out. We didn't click and that was it. I moved on. So I see the point for this. I'm more with Deja on the, let's take a bit of time to get to know each other over chat, but also it also often gets lost then,
But it also is the platforms, like to Jana's point, talking about Bumble. Bumble, I think, is comparable to, I'm only on 3 sites.
Okay, what are they?
Duet, Black, and I think Hinge. Okay. My favorite one so far is Duet because, to Donna's point, it's more specific. Like, it's less like random people who are in your area who fit this criteria. It's more like you guys have similar interests. He fits these character traits that you're looking for. He lives here. Like, it's a mixture of the things. It's not just he's single, he's in this age group, and he's on this app.
So why is that important to you? I want to push into that because you have 2 parents that did not meet online, right? So what did you gather from their experience of like being young, right? Like, do you have those conversations with your parents about dating online?
Because my parents didn't date online, all the conversation we have about their dating experience is like the 70s, 80s, 90s time period of dating in that in-person interaction, because that's all they had. They didn't have cell phones. They didn't have digital or dating apps to be on. So they are uneducated about this kind of dating.
So how do you have those conversations with them about like your dating experiences? Because like parenting does not stop once someone turns 18 and moves out. Speaking from experience as someone who has kids, I call my mom all the time, not for like dating advice because I'm obviously married, but like about stuff in general. So like what does that conversation look like?
For me specifically, I don't have conversations about my dating life with my parents unless I actually like the person and I would want to bring them around my family. That's pretty rare. But I also don't want to like get someone used to my family dynamic type of thing, or bring someone around my family that I don't completely trust or know like that. I'm not just gonna, it's for me versus my siblings is probably a little different, but that's just how I feel.
And call me old school. I feel like there was something so nice about, if somebody's coming to pick you up for a date, the whole family's house, right? And like they come inside, they meet them, not to get connected, but like
respect.
Sure, it's respecting. But for me, it's also like the village is supporting you in that way before you go and like take a new leap and meet somebody new and like share your life with someone and them do vice versa, right? You doing that and like sharing bits and pieces of yourself, you too, Jana, with people in a chat just feels like it's missing something. No?
I can see that, but I also think
like, how do we as parents support our digital young people if we're not a part of that experience?
But parents with multiple children, and then there's parents with children who don't want to tell their business. Like everyone is not the same.
Well, I'm nosy, so I need to know.
My parents are focused on whether or not we're doing well in school. So they're not
graduated now. So like,
but my parents were also very strict. Like I was told when I was younger, I wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend until I was 18. And then 18 got pushed to like 4. And then 24 got pushed to 36. But either way, I'm going to do what I want to do.
36 is a very random age.
My dad just doesn't want us to find men. I don't know. I think he just wants us to be more career driven. And then once we achieve what we want to achieve, then we look for a mate, a partner.
I feel like there's different levels to parenting, right? Like you have to like phase it like Jana does essentially, right? Like I'm going to have to shift from like having Miss Rachel conversations with my oldest. Like he's going into the kindergarten, he's going to start growing into different interests. So like, what do we now talk to him about? I don't know. And it's like the same with like going from elementary school to middle school. Like there's a different phase. So how do we as digital parents like insert ourselves in a way that supports you as an 18 to 25-year-old that doesn't feel like we are telling you what to do?
Some parents don't want to, though. Some parents are very traditional and they're like, this is how you should go about dating or
well, I know. I'm saying, how do you want your digital parenting village to support you in the dating world?
I would like my digital parenting village to like stay out of it.
You want us to mind our business?
Yes, because I'm an adult and I don't want other people's opinions about what I'm doing.
Well, see, that's why I insert myself early on. I think it actually starts before 18 when it's the little crushes and all this, which I'm, trying now with my kid, with my son. And when he went on his date and all this, I'm like, oh, show me the picture. And then, of course, I looked at the social, and like at her social, and he's gonna be so mad when he hears this. But that's what I did. I did a little snooping around, which to the effect now I don't find out anything. So that has that because it's easy for them to hide.
Yeah, it's based on the relationship and the parenting during like that adolescent.
Yeah, but we don't want to hide these things. Like we want to I'm talking about myself.
Do you have grown kids?
I am a nosy digital parent.
Do you have grown kids?
But I'm imagining my oldest and youngest growing up, and I want them to feel like they can come home and tell me about a crush. But I don't want them to have a crush online and feel like that person that they meet online cannot be inserted in real life because it's weird. No? We could be talking about this all day. I find this so fascinating.
Great conversation.
But I really want to
know on the Duet app. I will ask you later, Deja.
Oh, so we're getting tips and stuff. I love this. Shout out to Duet for helping people find love. They're not helping you find love.
Am I in love?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's an HR violation. I should not be asking you that question as your boss. No, it's fine. You can share if you want to, but I should not be asking you that. But anyway, Jana, what advice do you have for the digital parenting village that's just like, I don't know how to support my teen in dating? Because when I was in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, like somebody came and picked me up and I invited them in and my parents knew what movie I was going to. But like, I can have now a private conversation. My teen can now have a private conversation at school. They can bring that private conversation through text message and they can actually be dating someone. And I will have no idea because I can't find out unless they actually verbally say that to me. So how do we confidently teach them about consent and those types of conversations to have and like, do not ghost? Like, what does that look like from your parenting style?
So first, it is really hard to keep up because the way what I see how they communicate, it's group chats, it's FaceTime calls, big groups, FaceTime calls. Then it's Snapchats, which is more private, but again, big groups. And then if there is a date going on, then it's private text in snaps as well. So it's really hard for the parents to actually be aware of what's going on because it's happening digitally online. There isn't so much in person or on that you actually get to see them. And if they meet, it's after school. So I started early on having those conversations with just open-ended questions. That's my favorite topic ever because it's so hard when you ask like, how was school? Great. Well, ask a little bit more. Who did you hang out with? What is your favorite thing to do? What did you talk about? Who was there? And try to get them to open up. And then there will be some names mentioned. And then, you go from there. So you have a little bit of conversation going. So that's one thing. You have to really start that early on because the moment they become moody teenagers, oh, hell breaks loose. Like if you get more than 2 words, it's a miracle. And then I have, I'm a single mom. So I have always, the one thing I tell them is treat other people how you want to be treated. And then remember that I'm a woman. Do you want a woman? Do you want somebody to treat your mom like this? And that's actually really powerful to just get that empathy, but also to they put themselves into other people's shoes. And that is the most powerful thing you can do, because they just keep going, and everything online and digital is so remote. It's the comments, everybody says something hurtful. Bring that back to a real person. Put yourself in that people. Well, how would you feel if people tell you this in comments? You've been there actually. How does that make you feel? Treat other people how you want to be treated. And that's the one thing I keep repeating in so many different ways and things and examples, even like going down the street and there's homeless people. So just, we give something, but at the same time, I teach like, does it look safe? Can you give something? Is your wallet hidden? Like little things, being aware of the environment and empathy, and treat yourself or treat other people how you want to be treated. Those are my lessons. And I'm not sure if you can go much deeper than that. And then you see how it works. You see how he reacts, you observe, and then you intervene, if it doesn't work.
So we're going to have more conversations about this, because I know the single digital parents out there are like, tell me more, Jana. Tell me about how you digitally date, and set an example for your kid. Because I'm imagining married households have a harder time setting that example, because dating while married is very hard. But even if it was I'm not showing my kids that their dad is sending me a text saying, hey, you want to go out on Friday? ? And some partners don't ask anymore. They just say hey, I'm going to go see this. Want to go see it too? It's nice to still be asked out on a date. So anyway, we will have another episode, audience, on this. We need to keep talking about dating safely online. I'm so fascinated. But let's have Deja close. What can these dating platforms do to make you feel more safe dating online and in real life?
I don't like this question.
I was just going to say, I like this question a lot.
I need an answer. No, I do. I think it's important for people who work at these platforms to hear what will make, because there's so many dating apps that keep popping up as oh no, Tinder's doing this wrong, so let's do it this way. Bumble's doing it this wrong, so let's do it this way. There was a very simple way to date every single generation. And I feel like we just kind of threw this bomb at us, honestly. For me, when I was dating in my early 20s, still in my early 20s, but anyway, and Jana as a digital parent now, digitally dating and setting that example, I feel like they tried to make something so simple and made it 10 times more complicated. How do you catfish someone not digitally? You don't. You just meet somebody at a bar, unless they're scamming you and lying about their life, but you could still look into them, and it just, people are wasting time. No?
Okay. After listening to your explanation, I think I have an answer. Maybe there should be an app to do, instead of trying to pick partners to go on dates with, setting up hangouts, in group settings. So it makes it more oh, okay, this event is going on, this event is going on type of thing. And then I can choose to go to the event or not. And then I meet people there at the event, as opposed to swiping yes or no to an individual person based on their height, their age, those type of things.
I will make that a homework assignment so that I can bring it back before our next episode and say, hey, these apps have X features to make you potentially feel more comfortable. I want my Gen Zer, my friends who have Gen Zers, or my godchildren, my nieces and nephews. I just want them to feel more comfortable to pull in someone from their village and say hey, I'm dating this person online. I have this question, rather than feeling you're doing this alone. It's all about community on this platform. Or I'm getting a face.
I think we're good alone. And advice for parents, number 1, know your children. And then number 2, inquire, ask questions, but let them do it on their own, especially if they're over the age of 18.
I'm not saying join them on a date or jump into a FaceTime chat. Be like, hey, how's it going?
But they can ask questions like, oh, like, who you dating now? Like, what you got going on type of thing, instead of like, who is this? Where do they live? What's their social security number? Send me your location. Like, we're adults.
There's a middle ground.
We're adults. Okay.
All right. This was super fun. Thank you both for joining us. I'm Jordan. I was joined by Jana and Deja. I really appreciate you all taking this time to listen to us. This is Moms Off Mute. If you want any more tips, tools, tricks, something, I think we have a resource for dating online. If we don't, we'll have one by this episode pops up. But join us at FOSI.org for more online safety tips. Every Wednesday, listen to wherever you get your podcast. Thanks again, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. This podcast is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional advice, including medical, mental health, or legal guidance. The views expressed by hosts and or guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of the Family Online Safety Institute, otherwise known as FOSI. Guest contributions are based on personal experience and are not intended as professional guidance. Any mention of products, services, organizations, or tools is for discussion purposes only and does not constitute an endorsement by the Family Online Safety Institute